Speaker, my question is not 2 years old, but I find the designation 911 very memorable on this historic day. Mr. Speaker, I rise to ask the Minister for Finance what accounted for the huge increase in the amount invested to implement the free senior high school policy from 3.2 billion since its inception, as reported in the 2020 mid-year review of the budget statement and economic policy, to 7.62 billion as reported in the 2021 mid-year fiscal policy review of the budget statement and economic policy.
One of the President's priorities is to protect the sovereign rights of the people to pursue dignified and fulfilling lives, and in particular ensure that our young people are equipped with the skill set to achieve social mobility. The government of His Excellency the President believes that the free senior high school policy sets a real solid foundation for our young people to compete in the global marketplace and reach even higher heights by the grace of God. Mr. Speaker, it was in demonstration of this commitment that in the 2020 mid-year fiscal review, policy review, we stated, and I quote, "We invested 3.2 billion Ghana cedis to implement free senior high school, resulting in over 1.2 million teenagers being in secondary school now, looking forward to better opportunities in life. For their parents and families, this has translated into 2.2 billion Ghana cedis in savings." End of quote. Mr. Speaker, the 2021 mid-year fiscal policy review discussed the sources of financing for the free senior high school program in line with our interest in budgetary transparency. In that review, I stated that, and I quote, "Over the 5 years, a total amount of 7.62 billion Ghana cedis has been allocated to implement the free senior high school program." Unquote. Mr. Speaker, I indicated further that this cumulative allocation for the program do not usually and naturally translate into the amount spent or invested in the free senior high school program for two key reasons. Number one, how much we are able to spend or invest depends on revenue performance. And number two, non-alignment of the financial academic year, which requires that reconciliation occurs before amounts are fully paid in the next financial year. So these are the two main reasons. But Mr. Speaker, in fact, by the end of 2021, the cumulative amount invested in the free senior high school had reached 5.3 billion Ghana cedis and not 7.62 billion as may have been represented. Mr. Speaker, the increases in allocation is as a result of the increases in cohorts and enrollment. In the 2017-2018 academic year, for example, total enrollment was 362,108, and this increased to 432,791 in the 2018-2019 academic year. By the 2021-2022 academic year, enrollment reached 465,242. Subsequent allocations increased because the number of cohorts, and for that matter, the number of enrollments has been increasing. Mr. Speaker, it's imperative to note that the predictions made by some members of our society that the free senior high school policy will compromise the standards of our education has not manifested. On the contrary, the results under the free senior high school have showed a systematic improvement. The 2021 WACSI results, the second batch of the Akufo-Addo graduates, shows 54.08% of students recording A1 to C6 in English, as opposed to 51.6% in 2016. 65.7% recorded A1 to C6 in integrated science in 2021, as opposed to 48.35% in 2016. 54.11% recording A1 to C6 in mathematics, as compared to 33.12% in 2016. And finally, 66.03% recording A1 to C6 in social studies, as compared to 54.55% in 2016. Mr. Speaker, as a result of this transformational and inclusive government intervention, about 2 million young people have either found a pathway to further education, training, apprenticeship, employment, and a potentially prosperous future.